Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Cut Line, presented by the Hoosier Network. I'm Graham Nash, of course, joined by Andrew Hillsman. Andrew, it was a good weekend for golf, but how was your weekend?
Man, it was pretty good. Very busy out here in Keene, New Hampshire, where we've got opening day tomorrow in the NACBL.
Yeah,
Action kicks off. We're going to Connecticut tomorrow evening, tomorrow afternoon. Actually, it's one of the longer drives that we have this season, but I'm excited. But gotta find time for the pod, and it is Monday, so that is as is tradition. It's time to record the cut line. So, and of course, the week before the Memorial, which we had this past weekend, which we'll talk about in just a second, was a quiet week. This week, not so much. Lots of going on, lots for us to get into. So I say we do that right now. Graham, are you almost going out to the Cape soon? Cape Cod?
yes, almost. It's
6 days, right?
yeah, 6 days. I go out on Sunday,
Wow.
this Sunday. So
And then the first game is what, like the 14th or something?
yeah, the 14th, we're on the road, and then we're back home. So it's
Nice.
it's bang, bang,
It's quick.
bang. Yeah.
Yep. It's
So
good
it'll
stuff.
it'll be interesting when we both got moving schedules with baseball.
Right.
It'll be
Yeah.
interesting finding time, but we're gonna stick true.
Well,
We're gonna stay
we'll
true.
figure it out.
We will
Yeah.
figure it out. That's right.
Got
Let's
the got
jump.
the Rory McIlroy white Nike hat today, and you got your Kenyan hat, so we're ready to fly.
That's right. We are ready to fly. Let's soar. The Memorial Tournament. You said it. Scottie Scheffler went
Oh
back to
man.
back at the Memorial. He joins Tiger Woods as the only two golfers to repeat at Jack Nicklaus's golf tournament. Unbelievable showing from Scottie. Had the 54 hole outright lead. It's the 12th time that he's had that lead since the beginning of 2022.
It's
Nobody else
insane.
has more than three 54 hole leads
God.
since that point. And the
Just
last nine
owns.
times that he's held that lead, he's won. So,
He just owns the first 3 days, and then there's nothing you can do about it on Sunday. If you're in the rest of the field, you're playing for second at that point. Scotty Scheffler is on a run that, it's just you find it hard to say, okay, this is like what we saw with Tiger, but it's getting there. It's not the same. Nothing will ever be the same. But this is as close as we've seen. Rory hasn't come to this. Jordan Spieth in his heyday hasn't come to this. Scotty Scheffler is doing things that we have not seen since Tiger. He's just dominating at that level. And it's just impressive to see how a guy who grinded it out for a little while, he didn't rise to stardom immediately. Like his career's been well documented at this point, but it's not like Tiger where once he burst onto the scene, everybody knew his name. He was a relative unknown for a couple of years. Then he started succeeding. Then he started racking up the wins. And at that point, okay, now you know Scottie Scheffler is the far and away cut and dry number one golfer in the world. And a weekend like this where he didn't, you know, have the lead. I feel like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, he cemented his spot, and Sunday, he was just toying with the rest of the field. It didn't matter what they did. It's one of those just Scotty Scheffler performances that you even come to expect at this point. And I know you and I were a little bit concerned in the first couple of our episodes this year about his start to 2025. I'm not concerned about it anymore. I think he's going to win a major this year. Um, I think he already has. I
yeah.
think he's going to win another. I think he's going to win another. I find it hard to bet against Scotty Scheffler. Everybody was thinking, and myself included. I find it hard to bet against Scotty Scheffler, and I think everybody said at the start of this year, especially after the Masters, hey, it's Rory's year. He's going to win everything. I said it too. I think a lot of people believe that. Scotty put a stop to that. It's all Scotty right now.
Yeah, I saw someone asked ChatGPT who like would win the next four or five majors, and it
Sure.
went Scotty, Rory, Scotty, Rory, Scotty, Rory.
Oh my God.
I was like, okay, that probably
Eh,
won't happen,
no,
but
probably not. But it'd be
that's
pretty cool.
that would be pretty insane. Nothing like what we've ever seen before. And I want to add in something that Jack Nicklaus actually said after this golf tournament that kind of highlights what you said. Jack Nicklaus said this about the golfers that finished behind Scotty. He said, Ben Griffin's a nice player. Seb Straka's a nice player. Nick Taylor is a nice player. But Scotty knows that those guys are not in his league.
He knows it.
He
Yeah,
knows it. I thought that
that's
was a
just a
great way to
fact.
put it. It is, it's
I,
just a
yeah,
fact. He's so
Jack
good.
he said, yeah, he's playing better than I played. That's some high praise.
That is insanely high
That's
praise.
some really high praise.
Yeah.
And you just go back to thinking about, when we look at legendary runs in sports, not just golf, but you think about like say the heyday of Tom Brady on the Patriots, right?
Mm,
When they were winning all those championships, you knew that you were in the midst of greatness, right? You go back to Lewis Hamilton in the late 2010s, winning all those championships at Mercedes. You are witnessing a streak of greatness that we're not going to see again for a long time. That's
yeah,
what we're looking at with Scottie Scheffler right now. I think it's safe to say that at this point.
I agree. He's got his 16th win since 2022. It's
Unbelievable.
he ranks fourth on the list of shortest time in between first and 16th wins on tour. First is Sam Snead, who got his 16th win in 2 years, 6 months, and 1 day. Second is
Wow.
Jack Nicklaus, who did it in 3 years, 1 month, and 22 days. Third is of course Tiger Woods with 3 years, 3 months, and 3 days. And then Scotty just completed it in 3 years, 3 months, and 19 days. So just 16
Wow.
after Tiger did it. He won by 4 over Ben Griffin, was plus 280 entering the week. Runaway favorite.
I was really happy to see how well Ben Griffin did for a second week in a row.
I
Got himself some
know.
big money. I thought he was going to have a chance to win. And then Scotty started playing Scotty golf, which is a
Yeah,
different brand of golf than everybody else on tour. I, I was loving what Ben Griffin was doing. I thought it was awesome.
I did too. Ben Griffin, he had a tough end of Friday. I think he bogeyed like 4 in a row
Yeah.
from 9 to 13 or something.
But he didn't play him. He had such a big lead at that point. I think he was up 4 shots, up
Yeah,
4 or 5 shots. So he didn't play himself out of contention. But he never got back to what he started at like Thursday and then early Friday.
yeah. Once once Scotty gets the lead going into Saturday, it's just
You're
like,
cooked.
dude, really?
It's like again, really, we're doing this again. We did this
Yeah,
last week and the week before and the week before that, and I could go on and on. Like it's insane. And
it's
now
ridiculous.
I gotta imagine like I mean this has to be how it's not to the same extent because you it might be getting there. I don't know because I didn't live it, but in the late 90s and early 2000s, from what I know, when people looked at the field of a golf tournament and they saw Tiger Woods in there, most people were able to confidently say Tiger Woods is going to win this golf tournament. No
Yeah,
ifs, ands, or buts. I don't think I'm there personally with Scotty, but dang, if I'm close, man, it's right there, right? And you look at the odds makers, they're starting to say that too. He was plus 280 to win this weekend and got it done. And there were so many guys who challenged, but Scotty just is able to turn this afterburner on and just run ahead of everybody in the field. It's just amazing every week.
yeah. I think it reminds me of like I watched this Tiger documentary, and at one point it was during the years when he got his Tiger Slam, so
2000, I
2001,
want to say 2001 or
yeah,
2
around
maybe.
there.
Yeah.
He was going into the British Open as a 2-1 favorite in the
Jesus.
books. And
Oh my
like we're
God.
getting there with Scotty. Like it's inching
Yeah,
closer and
it's
closer.
there, man.
It'll never
Like,
2-1 is insane.
I don't think it'll ever. What is that in like plus? Is that plus 100?
I think so. I don't even
Hold
know.
on.
You'll
Two
have to
and
find
one or 2 to 1 odds?
it's a great
Is it two
question.
and one? 2 to 1
We clearly
odds.
aren't gamblers because we don't
Well,
really know.
no, no. 2 to 1
I
odds, money line. Let's see.
I think it was
That would be plus, that'd be plus 200.
okay.
So we are there.
We are there because Scotty
We
was plus
are there.
280.
It's insane.
That's insane.
Oh my
That's
God.
crazy to think about. Also, so I was watching some of the memorial with my fiance's family. We were up there this weekend,
Hey, let's
and
talk about that. Congratulations, man.
oh, thank
Like,
you, man.
I don't think we fully touched on that the last time. Hey, clap it up, Graham Nash. Good for you, man. Mister engaged man. That's awesome for you.
Thank you.
Anyway,
Thank
but
you.
I don't I feel like we didn't fully, get into that when after it happened after you got back from Australia. So, congrats to you.
Thank you.
You guys are cool. Anyway, you were watching the tournament with your fiance and her family.
Yes.
You
And
noticed.
so my fiance's mom, she used to work for a company that the memorial tournament, I think, hired products or used products from every year. So she
Sure.
got to go to the tournament.
Oh, cool.
And I think she said that she went in 97, which was when Tiger just got onto the scene. He was, he was hot shit. And she has a really cool photo of him, like a really old camera
Sure.
photo of Memorial. He's in those like baggy pants that he used to
Yes,
wear.
everybody wore those,
Everyone
right?
wore and like the
Yeah.
oversized shirt, and there's like
It's like he's wearing a hefty trash bag.
yeah, exactly. And
That's
there's
what it
like
looks like.
a
Yeah.
little bit of a gallery around him. And my fiance's mom said, yeah, everyone thought he was going to be great. I didn't know what the big fuss was until I saw him. And I thought that was hilarious. She was like, I
Oh
didn't know
my
what the big deal
gosh.
was. I was like, this is just a kid. But then I think
So
she
this
got
was
it.
what, 97 you said?
I believe so.
Would that have been 98? Because did he win
I don't
that
remember.
year? Because
It was
98,
it was either
let's
97
see.
or 98. I'm pretty sure Tiger started playing on tour in 97. I don't remember which year she
Let's see.
said the photo was from.
97 was he finished 70th that day. Or that I guess 97 1997 they only played 3 rounds. Interesting.
Oh, weird. There must have been some weather or something.
Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, look at this. It's actually the notes in the weather. I'm on the Memorial Tournament website. Cool and rainy Thursday and Friday. Play first was suspended on Saturday at 9:20 a.m., resumed at 10:40. Play suspended again at 12:05, was called for the day at 3:15. The third round resumed at 2:33 and was suspended again due to unplayable conditions at 4:23 with 63 players left on the course. Play was called for the day at 5:45 on Sunday, and the tournament was shortened to 54 holes. The third round resumed at 9:33 a.m. on Monday. So it
On
just was
Monday?
poor. Yeah, the third round on Monday. So
Dude,
they're
that's
just like, screw
insane.
this. We're not playing 72, which I can't blame them.
No, I
So the
can't
winner
either.
of that tournament was one VJ Singh.
Nice. She also had an old picture of VJ Singh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
there you
saw that one
go.
too. So
Dude,
maybe
VJ
that was
Singh
a
was a dog.
dude. He
He
was
was
a
good.
baller.
He was good.
He was a
It's a shame
hooper.
he played at the same time as Tiger and like Greg Norman and all them because
Yeah,
he doesn't get enough credit. He was a baller.
he was a hooper. I want to tie the bow on the Memorial Tournament. I saw that Scotty has now won over $86 million over his 142 career starts, which breaks down to over $600,000 per start.
So that's $608,000 divided by 4. So this guy's making 152 G's a round.
I wish we knew what it was broken down to by shot. He's making
Oh
at
my
least like
gosh.
$3,000 per swing or something. Like,
Yeah.
that's
It's
absurd.
just easy money. Yeah,
Easy,
it's
yeah. No big
little
deal.
weekend getaway. Just make 3 grand a shot.
That's
Jesus.
unbelievable. He is on truly historic run.
I love those breakdowns of like, you break down and just that you would really never think about, but it puts into perspective just how much money guys at the top of their sports are making.
Seriously. It's so unbelievable. For Scotty, his unbelievable run will not continue next week at the RBC Canadian Open because he's not in the field. Everyone
Right.
gets a break of Scotty Scheffler this weekend if they are
Hey,
feeling the need
somebody
for
else
it.
is allowed to win this weekend. Let's
Someone
go. Someone else can win.
I do want to say, I think we're both Scotty guys, so we're not
Oh, I
hating on
love
him.
him. I think he's
Yeah, we
awesome.
love Scotty, so
I
we're
think
not
he's
hating on
awesome.
him. He's
No,
just an
not at
unbelievable
all.
player. The defending champion is Robert McIntyre, the
Oh,
Scotsman who is back in the field this week. But the headliners are Rory McIlroy and Ludwig Oberg. There's also Shane Lowry, Max Homa, Wyndham Clark, Justin Rose, Tom Kim, and Sahith Theegala. And there are 24 Canadians in the field this week. I counted myself, including Nick Taylor, who won the event in 2023 and finished fourth at the Memorial. So he could
yeah.
be in good form heading into his home event again.
I would love to see him do well. And the Canadian fans at this event, excuse me, really rally around their guys. You remember a couple years ago, was it Nick Taylor that won it, is what you
Yeah.
said?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That was one of the most raucous environments
That's
behind
electric.
one guy I've ever seen. Ever.
Yeah.
Watching
Yeah.
that on tournament on TV was like, oh my God, these guys are insane. There
Yeah.
was no way that Nick Taylor was going to lose that with that amount of backing.
Right. I
No chance.
we were talking about that exact moment on our master show with Luke Brenneman and Thomas
Oh
Crow.
yeah.
And Luke had one of my favorite quotes of the year. He said something like the Canadians were loving every bit of it because it was Nick Taylor and Tommy Fleetwood in this playoff. And
Yep.
so it was the Canadians having a party with the poor British man in the middle, just like getting destroyed by all these Canadian fans. Oh, it was such a funny clip that I don't remember exactly how he said it.
I think it was around the Luke Brenneman and the Canadians have had an interesting run on this podcast.
They have. We
Like,
we need to ask
I
him
don't
about
know.
that. Like, what's
Yeah.
up?
Yeah.
But this time with this quote, he was giving some crap to
He was
the
giving props
British.
to the Canadians. Yeah, he was giving
Exactly.
some flack to the Brits.
He just likes
Who, reminder,
Americans.
they did blow a 13 colony lead in the Revolutionary War. So that's all I'm saying.
Dude, when I
I don't
saw that for
know.
the
They
first
did.
time, that was the funniest thing I've ever seen
So
in my
funny.
life.
I
A
need to get one of
13
those shirts.
colony lead. I
I need to
know.
get one of those shirts.
Oh, it's
All
so
right,
funny.
something that has nothing to do with this. I want to talk about Ludwig Oberg's 2025, right? He has a win this year, but he's only got three top tens, and it feels like he's not or he's not performing to where I feel like he should be. There's a lot of low finishes, there's a lot of missed cuts on
Yeah.
this. And he finished seventh at the Masters. He won the Genesis. So he's doing fine on the prize list. I mean, he's 11th in the FedEx Cup points list, but he's made 9 cuts and missed three. He's missed 3 cuts
I have
out of
a
12 events.
I have thought about this. I think
Okay.
I have reasoning why he has not been playing that well. He plays at the fastest pace I've ever seen of anyone. This dude will just grab a club, step up, and hit it.
You
Like
haven't seen Michael Hillsman play golf. You haven't, because I guarantee you he's faster.
on the tour.
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
change it on
Yes.
the tour. I
Yes.
haven't seen anyone
Okay.
faster. And I
Dude, he's
remember
quick.
he is so quick. And I
Yeah.
remember I was watching like a featured group during the players tournament. And one of the analysts said, sometimes it looks like he's just not thinking. Like he's not even worried about his shot. He's just stepping up and hitting it and trying to get to the next shot. And he's not giving himself enough time to put himself in the best position to hit the best shot he can, specifically on the putting green. He would just
Yeah.
step up, hit a putt, and it looked like he didn't even read it. And so I think when it's not like the Masters or a signature event, he's just not giving it as much effort as I think he could be, or as much effort as he does in those other big name tournaments. And then when he does reach a signature event, if he does give it more time, he just hasn't had his best week. But I
Right.
think that just how quickly he plays, I think his pace of play is really getting to him and is kind of
Yeah.
bringing him down.
Do you remember my joking take about him being a robot?
Of course, like it was
I
yesterday.
think this factors into that because he looks like I think this feeds into my argument because he is a robot designed to play golf at a perfect way, but humans have to analyze things.
Yeah,
It looks like Ludwig Robot Oberg is just kind of going through his calculations, doing the motion and moving on in like a robotic fashion, which
yeah.
I'm jokingly saying that, but I think there's some truth to it. Like, do you think he could benefit from maybe playing a little slower?
I do. I 100% do. And I think that part of that can be on the caddy too, just saying
Sure.
like, "Hey, like let's talk this through. Let's think this through." But I had a college teammate my freshman year, he was a senior, who played the exact same style of golf as Ludwig. This kid, his entire golf game was find ball, hit ball. And he said that. Like he was like, "I just try to find it and then I'll hit it." There was one time we were playing early spring, wind was whipping. It was a par
Yeah.
three, like 170 yards. Wind was going right to left. He steps up. He hit the ball a mile high too, like Ludwig Oberg, and he
Hmm.
hits a beautiful shot. It starts right at the pin, and then the wind drifts it left. And as the ball is falling to the left of the green, he says with it in midair, "Oh, I forgot to account for the wind." And
What?
I looked over at my other buddy who I was playing with, and we were like, did you just say that? Like, how do you not account for like so I think he plays like that. I think he
Yeah.
just plays with, okay, I know I want to hit this there, so I'm just gonna
Sure.
do it. And
Yeah.
then he's like, oh shit, there's wind. You know? I think like I honestly think that's
I
what's
do that
happening.
sometimes.
Right.
I think everybody's guilty of that. So I pulled up Ludwig Over's PGA Tour profile and let's dive into the stats. And you mentioned about Ludwig Oberg's putting, right? His driver, he's excellent off the tee. He's
Yeah.
top 25 in strokes gained off the tee. He's actually 15th on tour in strokes gained off the
Hmm.
tee. But you look at his putting, strokes gained putting, he's 139th. He's bad on the
Yeah.
greens. He's not good. He's 25th in driving distance, averages almost 310 yards off the tee. Accuracy percentage 90. He's not very accurate off the tee, but
Mm.
his putting is not been good.
Yeah.
It's
It
it's considerably lower the field average, especially and also, which is odd, his approach shots are also very low.
really,
Yeah, he's
that's surprising.
119th in shots gained on the approach.
Wow. I didn't realize that.
It's odd. So it feels like he's a guy when he's on, but when he's off, he's really
He's
off.
yeah, he's really off. His B and C game can't compete the way that
No.
Scottie Scheffler's can. It kind of
Right.
reminds me of Scottie in late 21, early 22 when he was
Sure.
having a lot of putting issues, but
Yep.
he still found a way to win pretty much every event.
Yep.
But his putter was awful.
It was awful.
It
Yeah.
was so
And then
bad.
what was it? He switched to what putter was it? Was it a TaylorMade Spider? And then he
A
won like
spider.
everything.
Yeah, he switched the
Yeah.
mallet, and Oberg
Yeah.
putts with a blade. So I
I
think
wonder if
we
he could
could.
benefit from a mallet.
I think so. I think we're gonna
Are
see that switch soon.
are you a mallet guy or are you a blade guy?
Huge mallet guy.
Good. Yeah.
I used to have a blade, and same thing. I couldn't putt with it. It's
You
so
think
hard to putt with a
you
blade.
look cool using a blade, but
Yeah.
then you go to a mallet and I'm like, okay, I'm actually good at putting now. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not, but like you're better. And you're
Right.
like, why the hell did I ever use a blade in the first place? I'm not good enough for that.
I used a blade because I felt like Jordan Spieth, and I was
Well,
like,
okay, that's fair. I think we all did at some point.
yeah. And then I switched, and I've never looked back.
Oh, I need a Scotty Cameron Newport Select. No, get out of here. No, you don't.
The only guy that can putt with that is Tiger Woods. Like,
That's right.
let's not even try.
With that dot in the center of the face, so,
Oh,
so fun.
dude, the wear mark is
It's
unbelievable.
awesome. It's like your 7-iron, except a lot tighter,
A
I
lot
think.
tighter. Yeah. I'll
All
never
right.
forget your reaction when you saw that.
Dude,
I
I was
pull it out at the
baffled.
right.
I was baffled. I'm like, what is this? What is this? You didn't miss. Anyway, yeah.
This is not a show about my golf game because it's not
No,
that
no,
good.
it is not. No,
I wish it was
yes.
because I'd be on tour. But
Well,
let's talk about the LPGA.
let's do it. We had a major last week, the U.S. Women's Open.
Yes, the U.S. Women's Open. Maya Stark won the 80th U.S. Women's Open, won by 2 over Nelly Korda, who was lingering the entire day, but she just couldn't quite get there and get back to overtaking Stark. She's a Swedish woman, very cool moment. Annika Sorenstam, one of the greatest, if not the
Legend.
greatest, female golfer of
Legend.
all time, also a Swede. And after Stark's win, Annika gave her a phone call while she was still at the course, and there's a video of it, and Maya Stark just had the biggest smile on her face. Stark is just the third Swedish woman to win the U.S. Women's Open, joining Annika Sorenstam, and then a woman that I've actually never heard of, Lisa Lote,
Lisa Lott Newman, I
Lisa Lott
think. Yeah,
Newman.
it's
Thank
probably
you.
butchered completely, but we'll go with it.
Yeah, I haven't seen her name. I haven't heard her name.
Me
Of course,
neither.
Annika
Yeah.
is up there.
Right.
But very cool. She joins a list of legends,
Yeah.
frankly, especially Annika. Um, and yeah, she said after the round, someone said, "Oh, like what?" Asked her, "What are you going to do with your paycheck?" Because I think this was by far the biggest paycheck she's won. And she said, "I don't know, probably move out of my studio apartment." I was like,
Oh
"That's a
my
good choice.
gosh. Yeah, that's probably smart. Yeah.
That's a good choice." But it was a very cool event, very well done. Drone tracing was used for the first time in
Awesome.
women's golf telecast history. We've talked about how much we like that.
Oh, it's incredible.
It's a very, very cool look.
So I just found a fun tidbit. I'm looking at the top five, like including ties. Maya Stark, Ryo Takeda, a Japanese golfer, Nelly Korda, that is Haijin Choi, and then Mao Saigo, the top five players who finished in this tournament. All of them are under the age of 27.
Wow.
Nelly Korda is the oldest one, and she's 26. Ryo Takeda, who also finished tied for second, is 22.
Holy
There's a
cow.
lot of youth on the LPGA. I think we're going to see this crop of players for a long time. Maya
Yeah.
Stark is 25.
Wow. That's
So,
very cool.
yeah.
I was happy when I saw her name because I didn't really know it. I had heard it like in passing, but she hadn't won a major or any big event. And when you talk about the LPGA, most of the conversation is Nelly Korda because she was
Right.
on a run there, like Scottie Scheffler.
Yep.
Um, and
Nelly Korda,
so
Charlie Hull, right.
yeah,
The big
exactly,
names that, people who usually follow men's golf know, but I
right.
think it's a credit to the women's game to have this close. I mean, this is a close tournament.
It
This
was.
is fun golf to watch.
Was she at 7 under? Did she win at seven?
Yes, she did. And
Okay,
then Takeda and Korda were both at 5 under.
at five.
This was a low scoring or this was a high scoring tournament.
Yeah, it
It's a
was.
tough. I mean, okay, to be fair, they played it at Aaron Hills,
Yeah,
which is an extremely difficult course.
they did.
So it's a good test.
Very, very good test. There was a crazy story that came out of this event that just blew my mind. Amari Avery had to play the second round of the tournament with another player's clubs. Someone was trying to break into her rental home the night before. So
Oh
she
boy.
and her team packed everything up and rushed to a hotel. The next morning, her boyfriend accidentally took her travel golf bag that had her clubs and all of her gear in it because they have the same exact ones, and he flew home with them to Los Angeles.
Oh
So
man.
she contacted her friend Gabriella Ruffles and played with her clubs and also borrowed her hat.
Why wouldn't she just go buy a hat? I get the clubs, but go buy a hat.
I don't know. The hat
What?
the hat matched her fit perfectly. It
Okay,
was
then
like a
that's
tan
probably the
fit,
reason.
and she just
Yeah.
tossed on like a tan visor.
Okay,
But
some advice. Maybe they should have different travel bags. I don't know, but
yeah,
I feel like that's a good idea,
I do.
especially if you're on the pro tour playing a major.
Yeah, right. And your boyfriend has to go home early. I
Right.
was like, what are the odds of
That's
that?
crazy.
I
Did
didn't
she make
look.
the cut?
I was about to say I didn't look to see if she made the
Let's
cut.
see.
That would be
This is
fun to know. I
Amari
see you.
Avery.
Yeah.
Let's see. Amari
Oh,
Avery,
she made the cut.
US Open.
That'd be electric.
Let's see. I'm trying to find. I can't find it on the
Oh
let's
no.
see. Keep going, I'll look for it. Let's see.
Okay. The next women's major on the calendar is
Oh, she
the.
made it.
She made it?
She did.
Let's go.
Wow. Oh my God. The
What?
cut line was 5 over.
Wow. I was playing
Holy
tough.
cow. She finished tied for 45th at +8.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's a tough tournament, man. That
very.
is a tough tournament. The next major championship for the women is the KPMG Women's PGA Championship. That is June 19th through 22nd. Very exciting stuff. Looking forward to that one for sure.
We'll keep an eye on it.
We will. Live Golf is resuming this weekend. Live Golf DC, June 6th through 8th. We haven't talked about them in a long time, so here's a little refresher on what's been happening in case you want to tune in. Bryson DeChambeau and his team Crushers GC is coming off of their respective first wins of the season at Live Golf Korea. That win bumped Bryson up into second place in the individual championship, just behind the best player in the world, Joaquin Niemann, and just ahead of John Rahm. And then as for teams, Rahm's Legions 8 is in first place ahead of Sergio Garcia's Fireball GC and DeChambeau's Crushers GC.
I
How many
forgot about that, dude. I forgot about that.
did he has Neiman won 3 live
I
events
think
this year?
so. Yeah,
Okay.
that sounds right.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's one of my favorite
That's
Phil
so
quotes of the
funny.
year,
That
dude.
was so funny.
Phil's had some heaters. That's all I'm gonna say. He has had some
Some
heaters.
heaters and also some massive duds like that one.
Most of them have been duds. Most of them has been
I
duds.
still love them. I love
Still
Phil.
love them. It's
Yeah.
time to get to everyone's favorite segment, Gimmies, our quick news hit
Yes.
of the show. First, we'll start with cleaning up some gimmies that we discussed last week. The NCAA golf tournament was finished basically like an hour after we finished recording. Or
Yeah,
no,
we
it
were
was the
talking about it. I was trying to figure out what the heck was going on the scoreboard while we were recording. I couldn't get
yeah.
it, but now we know. And
Yes.
congrats to I think they're the Cowboys, right?
Yeah, Oklahoma
Yeah.
State, the Cowboys, they took down Virginia to claim their 12th NCAA title and reinstate their dynasty. OSU won 3 out of their 4 matches against Virginia, who had a Cinderella run. They had never been to an NCAA title match, never have won an NCAA title. They defeated number 2 Auburn and number 3 Florida to make it to that final match, but they just couldn't close it out. It was super, super fun. They won their first ever ACC tournament. They'll be back. They're a good
I'm
team.
sure,
They're
especially now
very
that
good
you
team.
have that pedigree, you're able to recruit a little bit better, I would imagine.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I don't know how many of their players are seniors either.
Returning, right.
Yeah, that's
That's
a
a
good
good question.
question. But very, very cool for them. Our other gimme that we got to clean up, Charlie
This was my
Woods.
favorite. This was awesome.
Charlie Woods fought his way into the winner's circle for the first time in his career. He shot a final round 66 to win the AJGA Team TaylorMade Invitational. He wasn't even supposed to be there, Andrew. He didn't
Right.
play his way into that tournament. He was given basically a sponsorship exemption like you see on the pros on the PGA Tour. He was ranked 560th in junior golf before the event. And then he beat the number 1 and 2 junior golfers in the world in Miles Russell and Luke Colton. And now he's expected to be top 20, maybe top 10 in the junior golf rankings.
That's a pretty big vault. Here's the
Yeah.
thing about Charlie Woods. I really hope the pressure of trying to be like his dad doesn't get to him. Because
Yeah.
in what other sport, like, gosh, I mean, if like Tom Brady's kid goes to play in the NFL,
Well, we're Bronny James.
like, exactly right. It's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Nobody can be the same.
Yeah.
You can't be better than that. You just can't.
I already saw on social media someone said, like, compared it, like, Tiger won 8 junior golf titles. Like, dude, come
Who
on. Who
cares?
cares?
They're two different people.
They're two different people. That was back in like 1980.
That
Like,
too. Yeah.
let's chill. Golf was
I
not
the
nearly as
level the
big.
level of junior golf is probably a little bit better.
Yeah. So much
I would
better.
imagine.
Yeah. So much better. Charlie did
Yeah.
say he said that being in that big spot, winning a golf tournament like that, gave him so much confidence in
Oh,
his
I'm
golf
sure.
game. So I
Good.
think I hope that can see some big things from him because
That'd
he's
be
got
awesome.
such a
Some
good
more
golf
wins.
swing.
Dude, it's nice.
It's so
It's pretty hard.
nice.
If I think if I had Tiger Woods as my coach, I think I'd be all right. But,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dude, he's
Not
also
all of us are
jacked.
so lucky. Dude, he's yoked. He's
Huge.
strong. He's a
He's
big boy.
huge. He
He's a
lifts with
big
dad.
fella. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, and obviously his dad has to have a ton of upper body strength because there's not a lot of mobility in the lower half. So
Right.
you can see the resemblance already. It's pretty cool.
I hope Charlie hits legs without his dad.
Oh,
I
yeah.
hope he
Yeah.
hits legs.
Oh,
Some
yeah.
gimmies from the Memorial Tournament. Akshay Bhatia asked Jack Nicklaus for advice on how to be better with his driver, and Jack said, "You just got to try and hit fairways."
Oh, thanks, Jack.
Hey, thanks,
Really?
Jack.
Good to know.
Akshay said he was like, "Man, I wish it was that easy now. It's just not. It's just
No,
you
it's
can.
not. It's very difficult.
It's very difficult." But Jack is a legend, and Akshay said was talking about it with a smile. He said he was like, "Jack's a legend,"
Oh,
so
yeah.
he wasn't pissed
It's all
about
in
it at
good
all.
fun. Yeah.
Exactly. Speaking of Jack, he was very, very frustrated and expressed his frustration with the on-course walk and talk interviews that the Golf Channel, CBS, and NBC all did and have done at this golf tournament. Jack pointed specifically to an incident with Ben Griffin during the second round, who he said he was leading. He just hit his shot into the rough and had a very difficult upcoming shot. And a reporter was talking to him about things that were totally unrelated, taking his mind off his game, off that hole, off his upcoming shot. And Jack said, "How do you think Ben Hogan would respond to that question? You would not have any teeth if you did. You'd be hit right in the face with it."
Wow.
What do you think, Andrew, about the walk and
I
talks?
have I think this is a thing that needs to be purged from all of sports television, especially in baseball. I think it's
Oh,
dumb. I don't like it. I think in-game interviews in regular season or tournaments, especially in a sport like golf where you have to be so like laser focused, I don't think it's as bad in baseball. I don't think it has any place in golf at all.
yeah,
I understand that we want more access to the players. That's not the way to do it at all. It's just
yeah,
not. And it also ties into, I think, something that we talked about a couple of weeks ago. Golf media really needs to take a look in the mirror and reevaluate how they have relationships with the players that they cover.
yeah,
I think golf media asks too much of the players sometimes.
I agree. And
And I
F,
think, these on-course interviews, they've got to go. I
yeah.
don't know. I don't know. I'm curious to see what your thoughts on it, but I just don't think it provides any value. And I think it actually hurts the players, which there needs to be a line in between reporters and players during the game or during the course of the competition.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like it's one thing in the NBA when they do it during a timeout and just like pull the
Right.
coach aside for literally
Right.
a
Right.
15-second interview.
That's fine.
But when it's literally a leader of a golf tournament on like his 12th hole and
It's
he's walking up to a
unacceptable.
tough shot, it's unacceptable. I think if you need to do it, if you really feel like you need to do it, pick a guy that's tied for 52nd and
Yeah.
talk to him. Cuz
But
it's
even then, because he's still, if it's like a Friday, he's playing to make the cut and make
that's true.
money.
Yeah.
He's playing to make money that week.
There's just
Like,
no good way to do it.
I don't think it has any place. I
Yeah.
think it's dumb.
I agree. We'll see if this sparks anything. If
I
these networks
haven't
get rid of
seen
it.
a ton of, have you seen a ton of backlash about it online other than, I mean, I haven't seen as much as I think there should be.
No, I'm also not a big Twitter guy though, and I think that's
Yeah,
where a lot of it exists.
for
So
sure.
it could just be that I'm not on the right platform for it.
Right.
But I haven't either.
Even then, I haven't seen, I'm on Twitter probably more than you are. I haven't seen too much about it.
Wow, that's shocking.
Yeah.
That's very surprising. Well, Jordan Spieth almost took a spectator's head off.
This was crazy.
This was
Yeah.
insane. First hole on Sunday, he flared his drive way right. It was on the side slope of the rough in a bad lie. And the spectators like cut in to his exact line and it came out fat. He hit it heavy and it
Yeah.
literally went right at this dude in a yellow shirt. He
Yeah.
dropped and luckily avoided it. But what are we doing? Like,
Yeah.
Jordan made par. Of course he did because he's
Right.
Jordan Spieth. But
Right.
I wanted to ask you, who's in the wrong here?
I'll tell you who's in the wrong, Graham. It's the tournament volunteers who control the crowd. It is entirely their fault. They endangered the fans because they should know, even though these guys are the best golfers in the world, they can make mistakes. They're not perfect. And to put somebody in the line of fire of a pro golfer is dangerous, it's reckless, and it's irresponsible. And if I think if that guy had gotten hit, there would be a very large lawsuit coming their way.
Oh,
And I think
totally.
it's entirely reasonable. That is completely unacceptable. And I think there needs to be stricter stuff because you see that, I think, in a lot of tournaments. And this is really the first time that it's become an issue because that, like, at that speed, especially like, even if a guy's like not teeing off, Jordan obviously wasn't teeing off, but if a guy's teeing off, that could kill somebody.
Yeah,
That could kill you.
it could. I
It's just
saw,
it's dangerous and it's stupid, I think. It's so easily avoidable that there's no excuse for it.
yeah, I saw some comments of people saying, "Oh, Jordan needed to tell him to get out of the way," like
It's
blaming
that's
the
not his
player.
responsibility.
It's
That's what
not.
the volunteers and the marshals are literally there for.
Yeah. And
That's their job.
I've seen it a million times too, where a player will be like, "Guys, like, can we scooch?" And they'll like shuffle back, and then the second he turns his head, they'll shuffle back forward to
It's dangerous, yeah.
there's nothing the player can do. It's got to be like you said, the officials like
The other thing is,
move.
I think people will put blame on the fans, but it's not their fault. They want to get as close. They paid for their ticket. They want to get close access. That's why they're there.
Yeah.
But it is the responsibility of the marshals and the tournament staff and volunteers to keep the fans safe, and they failed to do that.
Yeah, I agree. Unbelievable. Ben Griffin went viral, not for his good golf, but for the aviators that he wears on the golf course. And he revealed that he doesn't just wear them for style. He has very bad vision. And about a year ago, he was seeing floaters, went to the eye doctor, and found out that his retina was trying to detach itself. He got work
Ugh.
done on his eyes to repair his vision, and now he wears sunglasses so that he doesn't completely lose it. He's just
Wow.
trying to hang on to what he has and clearly works for him because he's led or
I mean,
co-led
yeah.
5 of the past 7 rounds on
Oof.
tour.
Wow.
Um, but he said he was like, I'm shocked that more players on tour don't wear sunglasses because
Yeah.
it's dangerous. You're staring into the
Yeah.
sun for
Yeah.
4 to 5
It's
hours.
bright, man. Yeah.
Yeah. There was one time, dude, this is actually kind of crazy. I got a sunburn on my eyeballs.
What?
I didn't know this was possible.
Yeah.
I played a 36 hole tournament. It was
Sure.
match play. I had a match in the morning and then I won, and so I played a match at night. And it
Yeah.
was like winter in California. So when we started, the sun was rising, and when we finished, the sun was setting. And
Sure. So
that's when
it was in your vision the whole day.
exactly. And
Wow.
I get home and I take a shower and like my eyes are burning. Like I can't open my eyes. And I thought I got sunscreen in it. I like tried everything to wash it out. It felt like I had jalapeno in my eyes.
Oh,
And I finally look it up. I'm like, why are my eyes burning? And it said like you can get sunburn on your eyeballs.
wow.
And
Dude,
so
the
I
sun's
literally
dangerous,
it's
man.
dangerous. I just had to live in the dark. I shut all the lights off and I lived like a
You're
bat.
a hobbit.
Yeah,
You're like a hermit crab.
exactly. And they felt
That's
better.
funny.
The second I turned the lights off,
I'm
it felt
sure.
better.
Yeah.
I did it
Yeah.
mid shower.
It's like when you have a concussion, like you
Yeah,
don't want exposure to light.
right. So I haven't played with sunglasses in a while. I'm thinking I might again.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's scary.
My dad
Um,
does all the time. He has these
really.
like prism Oakleys that are like designed for
Ooh,
golf. I guess they help you see the ball in the air better. Probably could use them, but I've tried those like curved sunglasses. I can't wear them
me
because
neither.
I get fishbowl effect. Because
Yeah,
you get it, you're a glasses guy. So, I can't wear them and I find that my sunglasses distort my vision just the slightest bit. So I prefer to, just wear these while I'm playing golf. But, it's
yeah,
definitely something to think about, dude. It's important.
yeah.
My mom always gets on me for wearing sunscreen. She's like, "Did you put on sunscreen?" I'm like, "Yes, I did." It's important, man.
It is
As much
important.
as we don't like it, it's important.
The sun is so dangerous. We got one more gimme from the Memorial. Ricky Fowler played his way into a British Open invitation. He top 10 at the Memorial, tied for seventh. So we will see him at Royal Portrush next month. Yeah, July, right?
That sounds right. Yep, middle of July, I think. Third week of July, I think.
Very cool.
I want
Very,
to
very
say.
cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of Ricky, we've got gimmies on golf's longest day, the U.S.
It's
Open
brutal.
final qualifier.
Whew.
For those who don't know, it's 36 holes in one day, like I did. I hope they didn't get sunburns on their eyeballs.
Well, Ricky is a big sunglasses guy.
Ricky
So,
is a big sunglasses
yeah,
guy. He's good. I've got it up on my phone. I wanted to see if we've got a. Oh my gosh, we've got a decision. All right. Well, we'll get that into a second.
sure.
But some big names that qualified: Blades Brown and Luke Poulter, Ian Poulter's younger son, qualified at the
Wow.
Florida location, and then Eric Van Rooyen, Bud Cauley, both qualified at the Columbus, Ohio location, and
Sure.
then Max Homa, Ricky Fowler, and Cam Young all were in a playoff for
Wow.
their final spot at the Columbus, Ohio location. Max Homa had two putts to basically get himself safely in, and he three putted.
Wow.
Ricky birdied two of his last four to make it into the playoff, and Cam Young birdied his last hole to get into a playoff. And I can confirm that Cameron Young won in the playoff. Max
Wow.
Homa and Ricky Fowler are going home.
Wow.
It's a bummer,
That's
dude.
incredible. Max Homa carried his own clubs.
He did.
He didn't have a caddy. I don't know why. Maybe his caddy wasn't available, but he's like, oh, I gotta do it. I'll do it myself.
I know. That's been
That's
all over
crazy.
my Instagram.
Yeah.
Pictures of him
Oh
just
yeah.
like
Everywhere.
lugging it. It's
Yeah.
funny. I
Like a
wonder if
weekend
that
warrior.
he's a weekend warrior. I wonder if that played
Monday
a
Q
part.
info. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think, maybe it did a little bit because the other thing is not just carrying the bag, which tires you out, but the strategic advantage that having a caddy provides you. He didn't have it.
Yeah. I agree. It's interesting. You forget about the strategic advantage sometimes for
For
the
sure.
caddy. None of the YouTube golf names made it. I did look for those. The Bryan brothers, neither of them made it.
Not a
Evan
shock.
Thompson didn't make it. Um, I think that was kind of it. I don't think any
Yeah,
other
I
YouTube
like
guys
Evan
made it.
Thompson's Instagram account, dude. He has a good swing. He has
Yeah,
power. He has power out the wazoo, dude.
it makes sense. D1 linebacker, dude.
Yeah, he's jacked.
Insane.
Yeah.
The first time I saw his video, I was like, man, this guy's huge. And I like checked out his profile and it said like dual athlete, D1 linebacker. I was like, that is a
What?
crazy crossover of
Yeah.
sports.
Yeah.
But he crushes it. And he
I
plays
thought
really good
the
golf.
first time I saw him, I thought he was the world long drive guy.
He could
I
be.
swear.
He
Yeah,
he swings so
probably.
hard, dude.
Yeah.
Our second to last gimme, the PGA Tour announced it's eliminating starting strokes for the Tour Championship at East Lake.
Yes.
It's just going to be a normal 72-hole
It's like
tournament.
they're listening to us, Graham.
I think they are. But what we need them to do now is to do some kind of bracket or
Yeah. It
something.
can't be a bore. It can't be a regular tournament. It's
It
a tour
can't.
championship. Make it fun.
Exactly. And
I don't know.
also, like performing over the season has to count for something.
I agree. Yeah.
Scottie can't be on the same level as Cam Young.
Right.
Start out, I don't know.
I think it's got to be a seeded thing, man. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I agree.
The
And
consensus number one seed in the NCAA tournament is Scottie Scheffler, man. Who's going
that's
to be the
right,
Cinderella run in the tournament?
dude. Sepp Straka.
Yes.
Although he might not
Yes.
be a Cinderella anymore,
I don't
dude.
think he. Hey, man, he's been balling this year. We
He's a
love him
hooper.
here. We love him.
We
He
do.
he was in. He was another top five for Sepp Straka. We're getting used to it at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Historic
just
run for
easy.
Sepp
It's just
Straka.
easy. I still can't believe he won a couple of weeks ago.
I know, it's so
I
fun.
can't believe it.
I love it.
That
Our
was
last
awesome.
gimme, Happy Gilmore 2.
Yeah.
Happy
Yes.
Gilmore 2 just released their trailer online. The movie will arrive on July 25th on
I can't
Netflix.
wait.
I'm so
It's
excited.
not going to be a good story, but I cannot wait to watch it.
I
Just
know.
because it's going to be hilarious. It's going to have all our favorite PGA Tour stars.
Yeah.
The only thing it's missing, and that I'm sad about, is one of my favorite actors, Carl Weathers, who passed
Mm,
away a couple of years ago. So his character won't be in the film, I don't think. But
yeah.
obviously, and then the Gator who was the Gator died earlier this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's gonna be
The
a
gator.
hilarious movie. I can't wait.
I
Yeah,
know.
there's a big role right there, the alligator.
The alligator. I wonder how much the alligator
Yeah.
makes
I
for a
I
film
don't
like
know.
that.
I don't know. Maybe he
Premiere
gets paid
role.
in like fish or something. I don't know. I don't know what they eat. I don't know what they eat.
a
Gator
lot of
expert.
things.
Yeah, I'm
They
sure.
eat everything.
Yeah.
We're gonna move on to Made or Missed, our favorite
Let's do
game
it.
show.
Oh yeah.
Running tally. It's getting close. I'm only up 5. How did this happen? I
I don't
got
know.
I got 3 points last week. It was tough for me. Hillsman, you got 5. I
Oh
picked
yeah.
Morikawa to win. He finished T20. You picked Oberg. He finished T16. Only 15 were cut out of a 72 player field, which I didn't realize. I picked
That
like
was
8
odd.
people to miss a cut.
I didn't
So
realize that either. So I guess
that
that
was
kind of helps.
yeah, that was
Yeah.
bad. But
Yeah.
we got a fuller field this week. We got the RBC Canadian, and you picked the players.
I did. So that means you're going first.
It
And Sam
does.
Burns is our first man up on the made or miss docket. Who you got? What are we looking at for Mr.
Mr.
Burns?
Burns. It's a tough one. He's been so up and down,
Yep.
but I feel like he's been consistently making them recently, so I'm
I
going
think
to say
so.
made.
I'm gonna go with you there. But
All right.
this is a field that isn't especially strong. We don't have Scotty.
Right.
Rory is in the field. But I feel like, Sam Burns is, let's see, that's fifth on the odds list. He's at plus 3,300. I'm
Hmm.
going to say he does make the cut.
I like it. Luke Clanton. I'll give you this one
This one's a
first.
toughie. This one's tough because he has been, again, another up and down guy who I can't remember. Did he play last week?
Mm-mm.
No. But, his story has been pretty well documented, right? He's a
Yeah.
young guy who, what was it? Was it the waste management or he just missed out on his
He
card?
just missed the waste
Right.
management.
Then he eventually got it. But with this field, the field is good enough where I don't think he's going to make it. And this isn't a
Mm.
signature event where it's a smaller field. This is going to be a true halfway cut. So I don't think he's going to make it this week.
All right. I'm saying made just because I love riding with the
Okay.
kid. I
Okay.
love riding it. He's on such a high. He did miss out on the US Open. I checked on his qualifier. He finished plus
Yep.
2, I think, and didn't
So he'll have some
qualify.
motivation to play well this week then because he
Exactly.
knows he won't be playing in the next week.
He also lost in the NCAA tournament. He came in second, I think, second or third to that
Oof.
Michael Lasasso kid. So
Yes.
he's probably fired up.
I'm
Thomas
sure.
Dietrich's an interesting one, dude.
Again, a winner in 2025. I think he's been solid this year. He's kind of flown under the radar. You look at his results. I scroll down to him. He's, he's 26th on the FedEx Cup points list. You look at his results in 2025, go to those, and there's not a lot of high finishes. He's played in 16 events. He's missed 4 cuts, so right at that 75% mark. I like him to make the cut this week. I don't think he's going to contend, but I like him to make the cut.
I do as well. I think that's a good call. I think Nick Dunlap is going to miss.
Really?
Yeah.
What I am inclined to agree, but I want to hear your I want to hear your input. He started off the year pretty well, but he does seem like he's kind of fallen off a little bit.
Yeah, ever since the Masters, he's been on a tough ride of things. His swing is just in a bad spot. He's very stuck with his golf swing. So For those who don't know what it means to be stuck, the club is way behind him. It's low and he can't square it. He's not getting it squared up. It's one of the hardest things to fix in golf. I'm stuck all the time. I hate it. It's so
Is it kind
annoying.
of like the yips with putting?
A little bit. It forces you to yip it because you're in such a bad spot where you kind of just have to either flip your hands or slow
Right.
down your body.
Right.
Um, so he's a dog. Nick Dunlap is a
Yeah.
dog, but
Oh yeah.
I just don't think his swing is where it needs to be to make a cut right now on the
I
PGA Tour.
agree. Next guy, Adam Hadwin. I think we're going to agree on this. He's Canadian. He's playing in front of his home crowd. He's making the cut,
He's making the cut. Yeah, he's
especially with
electric.
how well he played. Last year at this tournament. I mean, I don't think we're going to see a problem.
Yeah, I agree. I also think Max Homa is going to make it.
Do you now?
I do.
Okay. I'm going to say he's not.
Woo! Interesting. It could get dicey. That
It
could get
could.
dicey.
Here's another guy that we haven't talked about in a little while, Luke List.
Luke List. That one's tough, dude. You go first on this one.
He's one of those guys that's right on the edge, but I don't think he's performed at the level that he needs to. And this is a decent field. There are good guys in this field.
Yeah.
He's just not been as good as you expect him to be, you know?
Yeah.
He's a veteran guy, but he's played 15 events and he's missed 8 cuts.
Yeah.
I don't think he's got it this week.
I agree with you. Also, just because I'm looking at what I've put so far, I've got 5 maids and 1
Yeah,
missed.
you're really
So
banking on
I need a
all
missed
that.
here.
You do.
The next one is, oh, this one's tough too,
It's a
bro.
good one because we saw him play well at the PGA. Matthew Pavon.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna make it.
You think so?
No. But I'm gonna say I don't know why. I was
You're
looking at
gonna
that
say he is
name.
though. Okay.
I was looking at that name the entire time we were going down, and I was thinking to myself, oh, he's gonna miss it. But you
Yeah.
said his name, and I was like, he's gonna
Hold
make it.
on. Maybe he's got a chance.
Hold on a second.
Well, you look. I love my stats. The Frenchman results this year: 15 events played, made 2/3 of his cuts, but he did miss the cut at the Memorial Tournament, and he missed the cut at the Zurich again team event. PGA
Hmm,
Championship, he was in contention, and then he fired a 78 on Sunday, so he played himself out of contention at the PGA.
hmm.
I'm going to say he makes the cut this week.
All right. Nice. What about Eric Van Rooyen? You can go first for this one.
Well, I like him because he looks like Borat. You'll have to throw up a comparison there, but I like.
All
I'm gonna say he makes it. Why not?
right.
Little upset pick here.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with missed.
Come on, come on.
I don't like, dude. I don't like.
No. Okay,
No.
okay.
I don't. Oh, but the last time I picked him to miss, he like came in second.
I know. Yeah.
Is it too late to change?
No, not at all.
All right, I'm gonna say he makes it.
Great success. Very nice.
I am gonna say that Gary Woodland does not, though.
I agree with you there.
Yeah,
I love Gary Woodland. We both like Gary Woodland. Great story, but too good of a field.
agree. Andrew, give me your winner for the
All
RBC
right.
Canadian.
I'm not going to pick Rory McIlroy.
I'm not either.
No, okay. Wow. I am going to go. Let's see. Who won last year? I forget who it was.
Robbie McIntyre.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Mackenzie Hughes.
Ooh.
I don't know.
A Canadian.
Just yes.
I like it.
I think a Canadian is a decently safe bet this week.
Yeah. I see you're Canadian, and I raise you a Canadian.
Uh-oh.
I have to do that. I'm going with Nick Taylor.
Okay. I thought you were gonna go with Corey Connors.
No. Nick Taylor, he's won. He likes the course. He knows the course. He just
He
performed
knows it.
well at the Memorial.
Yep.
I think I like it. I like it.
Yep.
I liked his episode of uh what's it called? Full
Full
Swing.
swing.
I
Yeah.
liked his
Still need to get
episode.
around to watching it. Still haven't gotten it.
I don't think I finished it either. I've got a couple
Yeah.
episodes left to
Yeah.
finish. It's a
Yeah.
busy time, but
Yeah. Mackenzie Hughes comes in at plus 4,500. Nick Taylor at plus 5,500. Your odds leader this week is Rory McIlroy at plus 450. Ludwig Oberg at plus 1,400. Corey Connors at plus 2,000. Shane Lowry at plus 2,200. And Sam Burns rounds out the top 5 lowest
ooh,
odds.
Sam
at
Burns.
plus 3,300. Yep.
Good
So
for
it
him.
should be a fun week up in Canada.
Yeah.
But
We'll
we've
be
got,
watching.
That's another episode done and dusted, man.
Another episode.
We're
done
rolling
and
through
dusted.
these.
And next week, we've got U.S. Open preview.
Oh, that's got to be a good one. We'll see if we
It
can get
is.
on for that. Maybe a guest coming next week. We'll see.
Yeah. We'll see what strings we can pull.
Yep.
We got a couple good ones that haven't been on in a while, so
That's right.
we can get them back. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this week's episode. Andrew, I hope that a Canadian wins.
Always a pleasure.
Always a
always
pleasure.
a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. I do hope that a Canadian wins, even if it's
I
not
do
one
too.
of our guys. Just after Nick Taylor won in 23, the reaction.
Too
of those
much fun.
fans, it was so much fun.
Too much fun.
But that is going to wrap up this episode of The Cut Line. Thank you all so much for tuning in. As per usual, I'm Graham Nash.
And I'm Andrew Hillsman.
We'll see you next week.